up, it's talking wrestling time. Pond Water and Amy, partners in crime. Dropping facts with laughs and trivia too. Pro wrestling tales coming straight to you. Stories wild and questions quick. Amy and Dave with the perfect kick. Tune in every week, don't miss the ride. Wrestling knowledge served with pride. Talking wrestling, it's a wild ride. Dave and Amy kicking ass on the wild side. Grab a chair and join the spree. It's all about the wrestling fantasy. They rant, they rave, they won't behave. Wrestling fans, come out your cave. It's time to party and misbehave. Talking wrestling, time to go. Ring the bell and start the show. They rant, they rave, they won't behave. Wrestling fans, come out your cave. It's time to party and misbehave. Talking wrestling, time to go. Ring the bell and start the show.
Hello, welcome in again for another fun, exciting episode Talking Wrestling with Pond Water and Amy. I'm Pond Water Dave, so she has to be the first lady of the Arn Anderson fan club, Miss Amy Vaughn.
First lady!
Woohoo! That's me. That's me.
And our guest tonight is one half of the Magnolia Championship Wrestling Tag Team Champions, along with his partner Gio Savage. They consist of Muddy Waters, Mr. RJW. RJ, how are you, sir?
Oh, man. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
It's always a good time.
Been meaning forever to get you on. You know, I was doing my research for the episode. I didn't realize that you're 5 years in.
But actually about 7.
That seems more. I thought
7. I'm like on year 7.5, 8. You know,
because I thought I met you before COVID.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were working the Pro Eagle matches, and I was just a security guard or a cameraman at the time.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was like, because I went back and looking, and I found some fun pictures.
Oh no. Oh no.
So where were you the cameraman or security guard? Where was that? Did you say?
So when I started training, I trained under the Pro Wrestling Eagle umbrella with Jay Andrews, and part of that was showing up to every show that they were running at the Hideaway. They ran about 2 shows here in Meridian, and during that time frame, I think it's about 1.5 years of training that I had. I was just doing camera work, setting the ring up. I reffed one time only. The first thing I ever did in wrestling, other than a cameraman or security guard, was I was a referee for J.D. Jenkins and Carter, the Junkyard Dog son. Junkyard Dog.
Well, then everybody in the ring was big.
Yeah. I didn't really help at all, and I messed up the count. I did, you're supposed to, I was counting 1, 2, and I froze because I didn't know what to do. Because oh man, they beat me up. So I got an introduction to being what not to do as a referee.
Did you train with them over at the church? The church
Yeah.
in Byram?
The dusty, moldy church.
Floor, the tile, the gym floor was like little wood tiles. I mean, it's
like the tiniest wood. They're like an inch wide.
Yeah, and they were falling apart, coming apart. But
yeah, like it was horrible. The windows, there were no windows, and
locker room leaked when it rained.
Yeah, just dingy. The lights, the lights would be bright white, but they're a little more like tingy yellowish.
Oh,
set up for a horror scene, but probably.
But yeah, she's cringing, but we thought it was cool.
I mean, it's cool, but now I'm pretty sure. Excuse me, it contributed to all my allergies.
That's fair.
The moment I smell mildew or mold, my nose just goes.
Oh gosh. So how did you let's start from the beginning.
Mhm.
So what about wrestling? Do you hold on, time out. Sorry. I get a little fruit salad here in my let me try that again.
I have that effect every now and then.
I know. I'm like, can't get my words out. Tell me about your earliest memories about wrestling. What did you love about it?
Oh man. So just let's get this out the way. I'm 40 years old. Most
Okay.
people don't know that. They think I'm like in my late 20s, early 30s. I don't know why. But
I thought so.
my earliest memories of wrestling are like the Thursday nights when they used to come on Thursday night. I lived in I was born in New York, so
Okay.
a lot of wrestling happened where I was at, and I remember the first gym show I went to was at Mount Vernon High School, and I saw Taz before he became like the cool Taz. He was like the Tasmanian Devil.
Tasmaniac.
Yeah, the Tasmaniac, and it was like the most amazing thing ever. And my stepdad would take me to shows, and he got me tickets to the New York Coliseum for back then they used to do shows. They used to film all of the shows in a night. So I was on Raw, on like 3 different episodes of Raw, 3 different
Oh, you were going to those marathon tapings.
Yeah, where it started at 6, it didn't stop till like 4 in the morning, and I saw favorite wrestlers wrestle at least 2-3 times, and I remember back then you used to be able to run to the guardrail and stick your hand out, and I remember I slapped Lex Luger on the chest, and I didn't wash my hand. My mom was like, "What's wrong with you? Why don't you wash your hands?" I was like, "I'm not washing this hand. I touched Lex Luger. Lex Luger. Can you believe that?" And like those memories from being a kid, I just immersed myself into wrestling. And when my stepdad was like, "Look at him, he's doing this, it's fake," and all that stuff, I'm like, "Shut up, Dad, I love this," you know. And I joined the military, so part of me wishes that I kind of joined after I got out. I started wrestling, but I'm a late bloomer into the business. So when it came down to when I joined, I didn't fall out of love with it, but you know, when you're in the military, you're moving a lot, and I got like a gap where I didn't get to watch wrestling. And once I was like done with my time, my service, I was like, I'm missing something, and I found it back into wrestling again. And I just started going to shows again, and I found Pro Wrestling Ego. I think it was just by chance. I think I saw the advertisement, and then I reached out because it was something that Monty Warbucks put out. And I reached out to him, and I said, "Hey, look, I'm really interested in trying to become a professional wrestler. Where can I go to train? Help me out here. I'm not going to pull your coattails because I know a lot of people, I want to do this, and then they'll never show up." But I was like, I'm really serious. And then he linked me with Jay Andrews. And Jay Andrews said, show up to a couple of shows, and then, you know, show up to this training on this day. We'll put you through the ringer. If you think you can still handle it, then keep coming to training. If not, you know, you learned, you know now. It's better to know than not knowing, right? So I showed up to training with like 4 other guys, and I'm the only one still rolling today.
Awesome.
So yeah, wrestling is just.
Who was with you? Was one of them the kid?
No. So kid was a little bit before me.
Okay.
Man, I don't want to. We gave them guys. I don't remember their actual names. We gave them nicknames by how.
I know the kid. I can't. And I used to make it a point to try to find out his name, but
I still don't know.
Screw it. He's the kid.
Every time
he'll be
I see him,
6 years old. And, hey, kid.
What was your nickname? Do you know?
For a while, the guys called me Keith, Keith, like Keith Lee. They said that looked like Keith Lee, and I was like, "What? I don't look like that dude." But so they would call me Keith for a while,
Okay.
and then you know, various other names, Mickey Mouse and Tiny and whatever else they come up with.
Well, that's because when you walk up to him to meet him, he's what are you, 6'8"?
Ah, man, I'm not that tall. Don't give me that much. I'm
But he's
6'3".
okay,
Maybe
6'3",
Good day.
345 pounds of romping, stomping graveyard destruction. And you
Yes.
walk up to him, and you speak to him, and you're expecting a booming voice to go, and then that voice that he has comes out.
I've got the longest running rib in wrestling because there are people that still don't believe that this
I don't believe that
yelling voice is my voice. But I keep telling y'all, it's my voice. It is.
I believe
The guys think I be pulling their coattails.
Because then I do this. And then I the deep voice. And then I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
So I got to keep them on their toes.
keep them guessing. Let's take a minute to thank everybody that's rolling with us in the chat tonight. JD Hoops here. Efren, Willie Buck. Willie Buck met you at the Combat Sports Pro Wrestling show.
Oh, yeah. We did Combat Sports Pro just a few weeks ago down in Fort Walton. Really great show. Got to throw some beer. So
T-Weave, Darren Staley, Alexander Overton, Coach Keith Morrison, Randy Okarai having his beer and barbecue. I'm jealous, Randy.
It was
Allison
good
Faye.
too. It was good.
T-Weave jumped in before he had to go to soccer practice. His kids keep him busy. We know y'all have a choice on Tuesday nights, and we appreciate y'all rolling with us over here on the show.
100%.
And before we go too much further, thank you for your service. We appreciate that.
Oh, thank you.
And
Thank you for the support.
I'm gonna take that down and pop this in here real quick.
Oh no! Oh, back in
This is at the Firehouse, isn't it?
yes, it is.
In 2020.
Braxton. That was within my first year of wrestling, and good old Pharaoh.
Pharaoh Funk.
Pharaoh Funk is we might just be family because we're both Williamsons. Now, that's another story for another day. But Pharaoh is like my I don't know, it sounds weird, but he's like my wrestling dad. He always he'll always tell me, Julius, like Julius, yeah, you gotta slow down. Or Julius, what are you doing? You're getting a little wild there. You need to roll it in. He's always giving me advice. And he's like that old school dad too. Like, it doesn't matter how good you do something. He's gonna find like that one little thing you did wrong, and he's not gonna say you did a great job. He's gonna be like, you need to fix that. And I'm like, but did you see that? I just did like 2 cartwheels and a backflip. And he was like, yeah, but you didn't stick it just right. So I'm gonna need you to right. But I thank him for always being honest and upfront with me. Because a lot of people in wrestling will just say, hey, good kid, you're doing good. And you're not really doing good. And for him to be able to let me know when I'm doing bad helps me a lot to be a better wrestler and be a better person now. So.
Pharaoh's got that wrestler gene like Arn Anderson. He looks like he's been 40 years old for about 40 years. He still looks exactly the same today.
And then he shaved his beard, and I didn't recognize him at all.
Oh, my.
He shaved that beard off, and I was like, whoa, who are you? What have you done with my friend? But, he's doing a really good job with Battle Zone. They've been running still, one of the longest running companies, and he's definitely reviving it a little bit, and, with the different talent coming through. So, just big props to my man out there running out there. BT.
He just acquired a new heavyweight championship belt for Battle Zone. And I'm chomping at the bit to show it.
Oh,
I'm going to get to see it in person at Lost Art at the end of May. But his champion will be in June, and he's going to give him the new belt. And I can't wait to start showing this thing off.
Oh, cool.
Because He's going to have the best belt in independent wrestling, and probably could put that belt up against belts you see on television. It's that good. It's very unique.
So what you're telling me is I need to return back to my second stomping grounds and try to get that put on my wall.
There you go. I mean, I'm thinking about training and getting me a manager who'll help me cheat to get it.
Like, no, Brandon is available, so you need a Jimmy Hart-esque type manager.
A squirmy.
Did you just compare
kind of
Brandon to Jimmy Hart?
Oh, well, if you know what, he's been talking crap about me, so I'm just gonna say Jimmy Hart, top shelf. Brandon,
he's Temu Jimmy Hart at best.
That's right. Wish. Jimmy Hart from Wish.
I was on his show last night. Somebody said he looked like Eric Church, and I said, "If Eric Church, you got Eric Church on Temu, and he was malnourished."
Oh man.
Let's keep moving. And you were tag teaming. I thought I got the other picture from this match. You were tag teaming with
Bristol.
But I didn't get that picture in the slide.
Oh no.
He was tag teaming with Bristol Hell that night, and that's the only person I've ever been in a one-on-one wrestling match with, and I lost.
I advocated to take your place, but they said I wasn't ready, so
I wasn't either, and I'm glad there's no evidence of that match.
I have video.
Oh, don't show it.
I will pull it up. I gotta go digging, but I have.
No. Were you there?
I was there. That was
man.
Brewski's.
Oh yeah, you were there.
Mm-hmm.
Where is this picture that we're looking at right now? Where is this?
That is
West Monroe, Louisiana.
West Monroe. I think this was the night that I wrestled Frankie Thomas, and I beat him in his hometown in front of his family. Oh, and it was my very first singles win at BIW. So all little firsts and historics right there.
I think this is the night you got me with that whip too.
No, this wasn't that show.
Oh.
I had the cowboy for the referee in this match. I remember. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. But
you had James Beard.
Yes. Really good guy. No, we were in Brookhaven when I got you with the
I thought it was supposed to. Okay. Oh, I remember you got me.
Do you carry?
Well, I'll tell you, when he gets there and he starts, it shades a Dutch Mantel with Shoe Baby.
Oh.
The only other time I ever get out of the ring faster is when somebody throws a snake in the ring.
Oh Lordy. What?
Yeah, I'm afraid of snakes.
This is the graphic from the Down on the Bayou tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
And he went up against
Christian
Blake, and I couldn't hold it. I cracked in the ring because he said, "This man does not put seasoning on his chicken." And I don't know why.
His mom raised him on some bland chicken.
I mean, the stuff he was saying to him, I didn't even try it. I couldn't. He got me with that. He would put no seasoning on his chicken.
It's purely to try to get you guys to pop every now and then.
You did. And
we haven't. I've learned to find a very comfortable place in the ring, and really let my personality out. I'm a jokester. I like to play jokes and have fun, even when I'm supposed to be like here. I'm not a bad guy. I'm not a heel or nothing like that. But no matter what side I have to be on, like I still have fun in a way that it gets everybody involved. And I've been antagonizing Christian because just this past weekend we were in the Kiln in Kiln, Mississippi for GCW, Gulf Coast Wrestling, and in the Rumble I'm just smacking the hell out of him. You still ain't got no seasoned chicken yet. Smack. So it's always a fun thing for me to do. Is definitely get you guys, the refs, to pop.
You did.
If I can. So
it's always a good time. especially you get him and Gio in there, and they start doing they'll get the guy in the corner, and they'll start doing that dance where they're kicking their foot and kicking them with each dance step, and it's
the shoot kicks.
I love it.
I think I'm a better dancer than Gio. I'm just gonna put that out there. But for the purposes of aesthetics, I let him do all the dancing and look good, and then I just pretend I can't dance.
Oh.
Hip hop people.
Well, y'all try to get me to dance with y'all every now and then, and I'm not pretending I can't dance.
You do a good shimmy. You do a good shimmy. You know, you just roll in the that's all you gotta do.
If maybe one of these days I'll get it.
We
And Amy, just so you know, that Christian Blake is the guy that I came out and got in Homa when I told you that woman wanted to kill me.
Oh yes.
That I ended up costing him the win with the restarting the match.
Oh yes.
And that's who they wanted to kill me over.
Ooh.
You can't go to Homa without getting
no.
Oh, I love Homa. Homa's my favorite town to ever referee in. I love it down there.
My only match in Homa is against guess who? Christian Blake, and they did not like me now one bit. But I had to do it.
Like a Christian Blake city, I guess, or
they
town.
believe, and they believe down there.
Okay, I got you.
Oh yeah, they are definitely trying to flip over my merch table, and they were not playing.
It's crazy.
Let me, before we talk about this match, just real quick. So you did talk about how you almost got Dave with the whip.
Mm-hmm.
So that outfit you had on is very different than what you're wearing here in this picture. So do you carry the whip, or what were you doing with the whip?
The whip is always a part of no matter what I wear, it's always going to be a part of me, just because it's different. The whip is 100% real, and believe it or not, it hurts.
I bet it does. No, I believe it.
I can attest, and he barely got me. He barely got me. He wasn't trying to get me. I just didn't get out of the way quick enough.
He was running in the same direction as I was drawing it back to bring it forward again to crack it, and he got a little bit of the end of it there, but it wasn't too bad. At least you had pants on, Yeah. When I was practicing, I was practicing in shorts and a tank top, and I was taking off the skin over here and screaming. And it's not something that you just pick up and you automatically are good with it. And I had put in a lot of time because I started off carrying a cowbell, and I used to sell cowbells, and that was kind of an ode to Mississippi State. I'm not a State fan, but we're in Mississippi, and you're either State or Ole Miss, so let's get these cowbells going. But I was booked on a show in Vicksburg, Mississippi, and they had booked a lot of cowboy-esque type characters. And
you wrestled one of them.
Yep, but I didn't know he was a cowboy until I turned around in the ring. So when I turned around with my cowbell, he's standing there with his cowbell, and I was like, dang it, we can't have this no more. So I went back to the drawing board a little bit and said, well, I'm not really a cowboy. So a lot of people confuse my character as being something of a cowboy. It's more like it started off as I'm a big Western fan. So back in the days, Westerns, they used to have these guys called hanging judge. He'd come to your town and help serve justice. Typically, though, he doesn't get paid unless he gets a hanging. So small crimes, anything, it didn't matter what it was, you're going to go walk the gallows, which is where my phrase comes from, walk the gallows, because we don't want to talk about hanging people. That's not nice, right? But walking the gallows and being that kind of guy, like no matter who you are, no matter what we do, when you're standing across from me, it's lights out. You're going to walk the gallows. And so I moved to carrying the bullwhip because that was just a sign of I can keep you in line. Because what a bullwhip is for is being able to, you'll crack it, you're working your cows or whatever you're trying to work, animal, and that noise, you don't hit the animal, but the noise of the crack is what steers them in the direction you need them to go. So that's how what the bullwhip is for. I'm keeping you in line. I'm the judge. I'm in charge of the ring. So that's kind of like the long, short version of it.
Cool. No,
But
that's really cool.
and carrying
And-
that whip, I've definitely had to use it quite a few times, and I used it this past weekend a lot.
Well, you could have, but you won the match. So
I've won. I didn't win this past weekend.
no, I say you won the match that night though against Jeremy Young.
Yes, I did.
And that's a big that's a big win. That Jeremy Young's a vet.
Yeah, I didn't expect that to happen. It's one of those matches. I didn't know who he was until afterwards, and then I think I was maybe like my 10th match at the time, like 10th or 11th match, somewhere around there, and so a little bit. I was hard headed.
Well, they obviously saw something in you, and he had a plan. But unfortunately,
It was
that show was a one and done. It's referred to as the Heritage Hoax.
the Heritage Hoax, and
Oh,
I was there. I
Yeah.
was with my grandkids in the crowd. I had that was my first time going to the matches since I'd stepped away. And by the end of the night, I told my grandkids, I'm like, "Hey, Papa's going back to the ring. I can't sit out here."
and that's right, because you had I remember you retiring from wrestling. You're like, hey, I'm good, and
Everybody called it retired. I never said retire. I said step away
well, I mean, you know, when we
because
hear
I know it's never forever.
it's never, you know what, you're right, never say never.
But I had good intentions. But I saw that show was like a who's who. I mean, there's so much talent on that show.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of.
They were doing a TV taping. We'll do a show one of these days about the Heritage Hoax
But
yes, we're
we
gonna have
definitely
to.
we need to have like a
because we can all laugh about it now. I mean, I don't have anything to laugh about. I bought a ticket. I bought a ticket and got
You
a great
bought a-
night's entertainment.
I if I see Mr. Tony Parker, I'm getting my money. Okay.
I've seen him one time since then, and he spoke to me. I was working one of my stores in Vicksburg, and he spoke to me, and I had to do a double take. But anyway, that was a fun night for.
It was.
It was a good show, and
I learned a lot. You know what, that show, despite all the negative stuff that was around it, it showed me that, you know, all of us that love what we do came together and made that show happen when it didn't look like it was going to happen. We didn't have a ring when I got
no.
there. We didn't have a ring until about an hour before the show. We had guys that were producing everybody's matches. Everybody worked together. We got a last minute camera crew just to record, and
yeah, he didn't have a ring.
did nothing. Jeremy Young provided that ring,
Yeah,
and he was like, "I want to wrestle." That's how I got my match, because he wanted. He's like, part of the stipulation was, if I put the ring up, you're gonna pay me, and I get a match on the show. And so that was how I got my in.
but Les Thatcher was on commentary.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah,
And it was very, very. We pulled something out of nothing, and it reminded me about my time in the military, because, you know, there are times when you have nothing and they're expecting you to do a whole lot, and it was just really amazing to see all of us. A lot of us knew each other, but we didn't know each other. We were like passerbys, you know what I mean? So all of us to come together and make that show happen, even though the outcome, you know, on the business side of it didn't pan out.
I've been involved in some of those, and it is a you know, testament to professional wrestlers that even in the worst of situations, if there's people paid to come in to see them, and they band together and persevere. And like I said, I bought a ticket to that show, and my grandkids were thoroughly entertained.
We appreciate you for coming out to the show.
I'm supporting independent. But enough of that. I was done. There wasn't going to be any more buying tickets after that. I had to get back in. But you won your match in the Down to the Bayou tournament against Christian Blake. And now, June 7th, down in Brookhaven, Mississippi at the Lincoln County Civic Center,
Mhm.
You're going to go against Ray Fury.
Man,
Ooh.
let me tell you about Ray Fury. All right, that's my dude. When I started training, he was a part of my training. Him and Wes Warren are the two dudes that were there. And JD Jenkins, because I know if he's watching, he'll be like, "You left me up." But Ray Fury and Wes Warren definitely consistently, even to this day, like I'll ask them, "Hey, what did you think about this?" Or they'll tell me, "Hey, you're doing good. You need to do this." Like we're always, it's like a family, like we're brothers.
Mhm.
And I look up to Ray and Wes, even though I'm older than both of them.
Oh, yeah.
I look up to them because they were doing it a little bit longer than I have, and they know a lot, and they've been to a lot of different places, and their experience kind of just rolls down to me like snowball thing. And so I appreciate all that they've done for me. But June 7th, I have been saying this since I got put in the tournament that I am busting brackets.
Mm.
Nobody expected me to win against the first two opponents I was supposed to wrestle. And then I got Christian Blake, and I was like, oh man, I hadn't beat Christian Blake in any of the meetings that we had up until that point. So I was like, I really know that everybody's not thinking I'm going to get through this thing. And what did I say when I won that match? When I beat him? Bracket buster. I'm busting
Mhm.
everybody's brackets. Nobody's looking for me to go deep into the tournament. And guess what? I'm going to be there. All right.
Willie
So,
Buck says you will be wrestling against my favorite wrestler, and that will be Ray Fury on June 7th. Willie Buck, who do you think that RJW can beat Ray Fury?
look, I
I'm
know
doing him wrong. I'm calling him out in front of everybody.
I know Ray Fury's every move. I know what he likes, what he don't like. I know more about Ray Fury than probably Ray Fury knows. And that's just because I've been around him for the last 7, 8 years in wrestling. We train together. We I'm still like his rookie. I still bring him squiggles for every show that we're on. I mean, we're friends, but when that bell rings, it's all business, and y'all know how I am. I'm all about business. Ray Fury don't eat no cornbread. He ain't cornbread fed. He ain't gonna have enough weight to keep up with the monster here. All right, let's get that together. Ray Fury is gonna have to work a whole lot harder than I am. Just letting you know.
Hey, if you want to get in his head, get in his head, get the crowd to start eating with you.
Oh.
Man, I'll tell you what, he definitely man, you know that's crazy. Yeet yeet.
Yeah, I know.
2 times I ain't never lie. I've been using all his phrases every time I talk about him. He gets upset.
He needs to go. He needs to copyright "Ain't No Way"
I know.
before
Well,
you look up.
every-
Before you look up, and Tamatonga's like, "Ain't no way."
Every little thing he's got, it keeps getting taken away. And unfortunately, June 7th, I'm sorry if he's y'all's favorite wrestler, but June 7th, I'm taking away his opportunity to win the Bayou Championship, Bayou tournament. So,
Ew, okay.
Here you are down in AWA with the Mississippi Championship.
man, that was the first title I had ever won in wrestling.
Really?
Yes.
When is that? When was that?
That would be 2021, 2022, I think that was.
Okay.
Wasn't that like a Money in the Bank title?
Uh,
Like you could cash it in for a title shot?
I think later after me, that's kind of how
Okay.
it went through. I basically turned on all my friends because they wasn't helping me.
That was
And
nice.
I aligned myself with Brilliant Inc., made a little money, started beating up everybody, and then matter of fact, I still probably hold the record for the fastest win for that title, which is what is it? I think it was like 34, 35 seconds. From the time I got in the ring to the bell. I hit him with the black hole slam, which was my finisher at the time. Put him out. Won my first title, and then went on vacation. So
Well, after all that work, you needed it.
yeah, but they paid for my vacation, yet they put me in the back of the plane next to the engine. They gave me the worst hotel room. It was just horrible. And I wanted to go to Key West, and they sent me to Jacksonville, Florida. That's not the same place. You understand? That's hard.
That man was 100% behind it. Brandon Turner.
Yeah. Yeah, I did get on Brandon on his show about not looking out for me after I won that title. I should have had first class. I should have been down in the Keys with a martini and some bikinis and the beaches, all that.
100%.
I agree. There we are.
More mentality.
Hitting that ring, got that whip.
Man, Muddy Waters, we come out to the actual artist, Muddy Waters, who's from Mississippi, it's a blues song. It's called Manish Boy. What we come out to. And man, when that music hits and you just want to, I don't even play guitar, but I'd be wanting to play.
I know.
And, it just takes over. And I feel like Muddy Waters, and I've been saying this for quite some time, everywhere we go, we have like this little bit of electricity that we just shoot through the fans, and they just want to rock with us. And
doesn't matter who they're against.
Doesn't matter
who they're against.
It doesn't matter who even when we try to be bad guys, we're trying to be mean to people. They're like, nah, we know y'all not mean guys, and they cheer us anyway. So
it's a different energy when they come in. Like, I don't want to oversell it, but
no, go ahead and oversell it. We oversell everything around.
Like, like when the Rock and Roll Express came in.
Yes.
And even if you were going to sit back down and you weren't going to cheer for the Rock and Roll Express, you were into it.
Right. And
when they come in, there's nobody on the fence. Even the guys that are there just to boo everybody.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do them that way.
They
are. There's Gio, and so and great pictures by 463. Josh McDaniel does a great job on pictures for us.
Man, definitely amazing.
I think you need to name your bullwhip though.
So this one here, this red one, she's red. That's Red Betty.
Oh, so they are named. So that's Red Betty. What else do you have?
And then the black one is Boss.
Boss. Oh, I love it.
Yeah. So it depends on how I'm feeling on which one I bring out. But Red Betty is usually the one I carry to the ring. She's 12 foot long, which I have to be careful because when I'm cracking it, Dave, has got to dive out the way, and there's no in the ring in the rings that we work in. 12 foot is just about as close as you want to get.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. And then most time we're in a 16.
Yeah, that little extra room helps you out, but the Boss, she's shorter, and that's the one I like to use when I actually have to really whip some people.
Gotcha. Look at that.
Yeah, on May the 3rd. May the 3rd, they captured these from
we beat the Darks. Man, when we beat them so bad, we don't even remember the names. The Dark Hand Society.
Yes.
They're really good. They stepped up because the original opponents were supposed to be the Russell twins.
Mm-hmm.
But they had a TV engagement, so these guys stepped up, and they definitely brought it. I'm not gonna say that they came in low or not like that. They really gave us a challenge, but again, Muddy Waters always prevails some way, somehow. So in the end,
where is Magnolia Championship?
Magnolia Championship Wrestling operates out of Pascagoula on the Gulf Coast. It's
That,
a relatively new company.
Is
Uh,
that of Georgia, of Florida? What? I don't know.
Mississippi.
Gulf Coast, Mississippi. Gulf Coast.
Okay.
Pretty close to the Alabama state line.
Mhm.
I gotcha. I sound country. I am country, but I'm from Kentucky, not Mississippi. So I don't know where these places were. I want to make sure people know if they're
We
close.
got to get up to Kentucky because OVW is up that way, so we got to get up there.
Yes, I like it. We've gone to OVW a few times. It's quite enjoyable. I'll say that.
How many years have you and Gio been together now?
This probably be year number 6.
Yeah, I mean, yep. They're not just been thrown together lately, and I mean they are an established tag team in this part of the country.
Especially like you said, you've really only been doing this 7 years, right?
Yes.
You've been in the big, so that's awesome.
Yeah, we
I don't know if you just heard Stephanie, but she just yelled down the hall her favorite tag team.
Thank you.
He said thank you, baby.
We I don't know, there was a time where I was getting different tag partners. Like they wanted to try me out in tag team wrestling. And but me and Gio had already met, and we had already been kind of talking about forming a tag team. And then when those partners that I had didn't really pan out, like it didn't catch fire or anything like that, I was like, hey man, let me and Gio, show you what we do. And then Widowfest, we did it was during the COVID time. It's actually when we got together. So we were still running kind of like shows during COVID, and we did a Widowfest, and it was our first time tagging, and that's when we had Tom Pritchard and Ted DiBiase at the show, and
I love Dr. Tom.
We go out there and we do what we do. It was crazy. Everybody was into it. We were done. First time wrestling with each other. And Tom walks up and he goes, how long you guys been wrestling together? I was like, this was the first night. He was like, I couldn't tell. And that was his way of complimenting us. Because he's kind of almost like the old dad too. He's got to pick.
And Tom don't have to say stuff like that to people.
No, he doesn't.
So he meant it.
Mm-hmm.
We love Dr. Tom. He's the best.
Yes, we love Dr. Tom.
So
sweet man.
Just him saying that kind of gave us like that little bit of a light, and we're like, let's really drive this home. And so we just been pounding the ground, making it happen everywhere we go.
Awesome. Now, are these the same tag titles?
No. So
no,
this is Modern Wrestling Entertainment. It's another brand new company out of Durant, Mississippi. Good group of gentlemen trying to get something going out there. They've got a good place. Durant is a different place of Mississippi, so they're getting in their crowds now, and they brought us in to help build it up, and so that's what we're there for. And we beat one of the more established teams that's out there in West Mississippi to win those titles, and also become the first ever MWE tag team champions out there. So also we will defend not only the Magnolia Championship titles anywhere, but we will defend these titles anywhere as well. So if you want some,
who'd y'all beat for those? Who'd y'all beat?
Man, it was a couple weeks ago, and I'm old.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
I can't think about it off the top of my head. But there are two good gentlemen that they definitely we beat the heck out of each other. It was definitely a slugfest. So,
and then here we are.
Oh, look at Dave.
Just hanging up above my desk at work.
This is one of their promo pictures. They use this as a promo picture. I love it.
This is and we got you to sign them. So you know what? I might gonna have to get you to sign some more because people.
Whatever you. I can't believe anybody would want me to. Anytime somebody says, "Will you sign this?" It never not hits me.
I kept one for myself. I don't know where I put it. It's somewhere around here, but it's one of my favorite pictures because BIW is one of those places that I think we were lucky enough to not only be a part of the tournament for those titles, but but also to keep going, right? Because I think we were supposed to be like a one and then done for a while, and but then we've become reoccurring figures on that for that promotion with Josh. So salute to BIW for giving us a platform to continue our growth, and I'm really proud of that picture. Just because we're chasing those titles and we definitely want them, and we're not going to let the opportunity slip through our hands again the next time we have that opportunity. So,
who is the champions now? Who's the BIW
Horsepower.
tag?
Is it
yes.
Horsepower, Nate and Eddie.
Yes.
Them guys are good. You know something? We haven't had a one-on-one match with them yet. We've been in triple tag
We
team.
need that because they didn't just get thrown together. They've been an established tag team for several years now.
Yeah, they've pretty much been around about as long as we have. I remember Eddie coming through Battle Zone as just a singles guy, and then I started following him, and then they probably about around the same time started tagging him. Him and Nate started tagging when we started tagging. So, and I would talk my nonsense on Facebook. Hey, we coming for you guys. We coming for you.
I like to. I'm gonna go back to that picture. No, I mean, but what's great about it is look at the undivided attention that they both have on the belts. That's what I like about this picture is that I'm doing my thing, but if you'll notice that they're both locked in on the belts and nothing else. And that's what makes this. I mean, Josh Daniels captures some incredible shots.
He's always in like the right place at the right time, and I can't thank him enough. I try to make sure I tag him in just about everything that I can when I use his pictures, because I know some guys be forgetting, but I try not to. Matter of fact, we had a news article here in Meridian talk about us, and I made sure he used some of Josh's pictures and tagged him in the article just to help give him some looks to
yeah.
page. They'll be like, oh, he didn't just take pictures of Muddy Waters, he takes pictures of baseball, basketball events, and it's in that BIW. He's down there, Wildcat too, taking pictures.
Yeah.
He's got a very distinct style, so when those pictures show up, you know it's a Josh McDaniel picture. And I think that's really cool for a photographer, to have.
And it's always appreciated that we can go back and find pictures of our work, and it's nice of him that he he works hard on all those.
Oh yeah.
And he probably holds the Guinness Book of World Records of pictures of my ass. Because he tries to get the shots, but I don't pay attention to the cameras. I don't pay attention to the roaming camera. I don't pay attention to the still pictures. I'm watching the action, and I will put my ass in their face in a heartbeat.
Yeah. you indie refs be everywhere in the way of all the good pictures. It's okay though. And then it just works out sometimes when it's just right. Just like at that moment, he just happened to be right there. Moment. And it's like I said, it's one of my favorite pictures that he's taken. That one in Meagle.
Kevin Davenport wants to know where he can get some RJW shirts.
Oh, so listen, we have something in the works actually right now. I'm hoping we can get something by the Brookhaven show that's coming up June 7th. So shirts is something that I've never had. I've always had bullwhips and bells and pictures and other stuff like that. But we're working on a shirt. It's gonna be something nice, a little bit different, and just be ready with your coins. Come get one of these shirts, and I will sign anything you want. So
I'm gonna tell you, I cannot recommend Printify enough.
Printify.
Printify. I'm wearing. I mean, I'm sporting. I just got this in. It's on a dry fit,
Mm-hmm.
and I am super happy. I got 3 shirts as samples to try out, and for our merch store. And Printify's quality. The t-shirts are soft. The t-shirts are the glidden. This dry fit shirt is incredible,
Oh,
and
cool.
you can make a little money on them. And I mean, we're that because normally there's nothing cheap about wrestling t-shirts,
No.
and I'm super happy with the quality that and the ease of their pop-up shops.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah.
I'm glad that they come in other colors besides black. I feel like that is a staple, I know, for a wrestling shirt, but it's really nice to have options for other colors.
Different colors. Somebody brought that up a few years ago. I was helping Ray Fury run his table, and he had different color shirts, and the different colors that he had sold way better than the black shirts because everybody was like, "Oh, he's got black shirts." But here's
I
a
know.
one that I could wear with this, or here's a green and blue, or he's got all the colors and stuff. So, just wrestlers out there, if you're watching, take some notes. Change up the colors. I know our shirts will probably come originally with the black because that's a good low price point, but we'll start getting into different colors.
Well, the knock on wrestling t-shirt, a black t-shirt is notoriously heavy and hot.
Yeah, like this one.
Heavy and hot.
Oh, man.
And so if I can get any other color, it's just because if you go out in the sun, it's hot and they're heavy.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and I know there are some iconic. You can't have Austin 316 on anything else but a black shirt. But I think there are there's possibilities out there.
Oh yeah. They just gotta branch out. Guys gotta branch out a little bit more away from them black shirts.
Well, RJ, tell everybody where they can find you.
At home.
Online. Tell them about your TikTok because you're always going live doing some cool stuff on TikTok.
My dedicated wrestling page is the one that's on Facebook, the RJW. If you look under my name, that at Hookem_RJW there, that is my handle for all of my social media platforms. So TikTok, Instagram, the Facebook fan page, and my YouTube are all under that same handle. So no matter where you type it, it'll show up. On TikTok, it's not just wrestling for me. It's kind of like a little bit of all the things that I'm into. I work on cars. I'm always in my garden. I'm building a garden right now, and I've been stacking a little bit of content to kind of get into. I'm trying to get my TikTok. I get monetized on the lives, but I don't get monetized on the videos yet. So I'm trying to get them to catch up with each other. But you can definitely catch me on the lives, or
they're entertaining.
Yeah, for the most part they are. They take a lot out of me because I'll be like, I'm just gonna go live for about an hour or two, and then I'll be up there for 4 or 5 hours, not even notice.
But he's. I mean, like I said, he's building a garden or he's working on a car. It's just, but he's so engaging that.
I like to talk to people about I don't know. I guess I always go back to my military time. I was training. I'm always teaching people how to do things, and even now my job, I work for the government, for the Department of the Navy. I'm in a kind of a training environment, so I'm always teaching and helping and guiding. So going into my lives, I'm always saying, "Hey, this is not a DIY thing like they say it is." Not everything is DIY. If you got to buy a $400 tool to make it work. You're now it's becoming a hobby. Gardening is not DIY after you move from pots to the ground. Like
I got a funny story about that. We got a dog like early in my life. Like my daughter was not even a year old. We got this dog, and I was going to build a doghouse. Well, I was going to get a doghouse, and my wife said, "There's no way you can build a doghouse." I wasn't even thinking about building a doghouse, but you've insulted me.
So now
So I went to Home Depot. No, it wasn't even Home Depot. It was like Payless Cashways.
uh-huh.
It's Payless Cashways. And I mean, I opened up a credit card and probably spent $400 in 1987 to buy lumber and tools to build a box. Like it was just like a square. And then I put like a piece of plywood on the front of it and a piece of plywood across the top. So at least it looked like it had a roof. But it wasn't keeping them out of the weather because there wasn't no front on it. And I mean, you would have thought, and I knew it was crap. I knew it was crap, but I'm selling it like I'm the second. I mean, I was the tool man before the tool man.
Man, I tell you.
So I know what you're talking about. I could have gone and bought a really nice doghouse for under $100 at the time.
Exactly.
And I spent a small fortune.
That's where I'm at now because I'm trying to build a doghouse, and I prefer the amount of trouble I'm going through building it out of pallets. Like, so I was like, oh, I got this pallet idea. It's DIY pallet build. I can just go buy one. I can order one off of Amazon. It'll be here. It takes me 10 minutes to screw in all the screws, and I'll be done with it. But, you know, that's part of, you know, just everything that I do. Even when I'm working on cars, I'm like, hey, look, YouTube is going to tell you that you can do this, but that doesn't mean you should, you know. I always try to help people in a different kind of way. Like, here, let me show you how you can do this if you really want to do it. Because sometimes they leave stuff out. You know, you're like, oh, how did I end up with all these extra screws left over? Or how come I can't cut? I say this in all my lives. I can't measure. I don't know what it is. It's written on the tape measure. I can cut. I can measure a 1 foot piece of wood, cut it at 1 foot. I cut the next one, and they're still not the same.
Yeah. My uncle used to build shelves and stuff, and he said, all you got to do is get a level. He said, if you do it level, and it doesn't look right, that's what trim's for. And I mean, he built stuff that lasts for years, but he always said a level, if it's level, you know, I couldn't do it. What's your next event you have coming up?
So I'm going to be working at Lost Art of Wrestling in Florence, Mississippi on the 30th of May.
Me too.
You're going to be on that show? Me and Gio are taking a shot at the, I guess we got a fatal four-way. The winner of that fatal four-way will take on the tag team champions later that night for the tag team titles. So that will be our third opportunity to take our third set of titles in the month of May. So we're excited about that. I'm going to roll into Saturday. We're going to Durant for Modern Wrestling Entertainment to wrestle, to defend our titles. Don't know exactly who we're going to defend them against, but whoever they are, they're not going to win because, you know, we're just that good. And then Sunday, we head up to Greenwood, Mississippi for, I think it's North Delta Championship Wrestling. Gio's in the chat. If he can,
yeah, Gio's here.
We're going to be on a show with the Rock and Roll Express, by the way. They're on the show.
Isn't that crazy? Because I didn't know that, and I just pulled them out as an example.
And I think that we will. I know that I may be wrestling Wes Warren, so this will be me and Wes Warren's first one-on-one encounter. So, you know, it's the trainer versus trainee.
He's so angry
again.
Teacher versus student.
Well, that's cool. Where's the show at in Greenwood?
I think it's at the Armory that's in Greenwood.
Okay, cool.
If I'm not mistaken. So, but yeah, that's 3 shows in one weekend, and then we'll roll right into June 7th for BIW in Brookhaven. And
Can't wait.
where
I got a feeling. I got a feeling I'll be able to ref. I'll be able. I got a pretty good feeling I'll be able to referee your match at Lost Start because I normally get to pick which ones I want.
Oh, well, I look forward to getting you with my Waffle House menu.
Oh,
There's 2 things that'll happen in my matches. One, I'm gonna beat you so bad that I'm gonna start telling you about what I'm gonna eat at Waffle House when the show's over, or I am gonna tell you you don't have enough weight because you eat unseasoned chicken.
What's your Waffle House order? What's your go-to?
The All-Star. Well, I like the All-Star breakfast. It's 4 eggs scrambled with cheese, 2 raisin toast. I normally get the sausage patty, but if not, I'll get my bacon, partially cooked, like not partially cooked, but limp bacon. I don't like.
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah, I like.
Then
crispy.
I get the grits with the cheese and the butter, and I usually get a Sprite or an orange juice. But they stopped serving the regular orange juice out the machine, and they give you like the bottle.
Oh no.
Oh,
Mine's it's normally the steak and eggs with a double order hash brown, scattered, smothered, covered, chunked, and topped, capped. But now I've been getting the cheesesteak bowl,
Mm-hmm.
mm.
and then I have them put me 4 eggs on top of it, four over easy,
Mhm.
so I can bust up the eggs, and that yolk runs down all in the hash browns.
You might be onto something, Dave.
It's pretty
I'm gonna
solid.
need you to write that down and send that to me in messages.
I got you. I got you. Well, I can't thank you enough for coming on tonight. It's so
Yes,
much
thank
fun
you.
having you on. That hour just flew by. We'll have to get you back
Time
again.
flies when you're having fun.
Next time we'll get you and Gio both on here.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely.
No doubt.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us
Thank you
tonight.
for having me.
And safe travels this weekend, and I'll see you on the 30th.
Oh yeah, we'll see.
Gio told me to make sure that I count 3 for y'all.
Yeah, make sure you everybody else is always a 2 count, no matter what happens. Us 3.
Gio always takes that chain off and puts it on me, and then gets me to do like this, and then I get the side eye from the other team the rest of the match. They just feel like it's coming.
It's all right. We'll give you the whip too, so you can do it with the whip. And,
No.
Make sure that Josh, make sure you take good pictures, or whoever is taking pictures of this. I want to see.
Steph, Tep will probably be down there with us. Tep will probably be down there. She'll take pictures on that show.
Yes, Stephanie, make sure you take some good pictures of that.
oh, man.
All right. Well, take care, everybody. RJW.
Pull up on me.
Yeah. Love that guy. Love that
He's
guy.
fun. He's definitely fun. Can I tell you what happened to me today?
Yeah, go ahead, because I don't want to bring the room down just yet.
Oh, okay. So this morning, my son and I were getting ready for school. I mean, it was like 6:15. Like we had just kind of started moving around and whatever. And our smoke detectors started going off in the house.
Ooh.
And they're hardwired, to each other. So they're all going off. He's running in there. I don't know if he thought I was smoking in the bathroom. I don't know what he thought I was doing in there. He's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm not doing anything. I don't know."
Yeah, I always thought my mom was smoking in the bathroom.
I mean, it was just so funny. I was like, "I don't know. I didn't cause it." Here, I'm thinking he cooked eggs or something. He caused it. So we're both like running around trying to check the house to see what's going on. And my husband already left for work. The dog peed. Like he was scared half to death. He didn't know what was going on. And so finally, we took, it started just chirpy, like it was literally going off. And then it would stop for a second, and then it'd start back up again. And then it would stop and it would start back up. We're like, oh my goodness. So I called my husband and I'm like, what do we do? And he said, well, he said, let me look on the internet, see what could possibly going on. So we looked everywhere. There's no fire, there's nothing. We looked at inside, outside, all the doors, we don't know what's setting it off. And with it all being hardwired, like you have no idea which one started it, so it's like they're all going off. So we have no idea. And he said that number one, you're supposed to change out your hardwire smoke detectors at least once every 10 years. I didn't know that. And so, and he said they need to be cleaned. So he found some, I don't know. He found some.
Well, they also have a battery in them.
Yeah, it does. I mean, yeah. And so we changed the batteries, and he took compressed air and kind of blew them all out, whatever. And it's been fine. But you want to talk about somebody's heart racing for about 30, a good 2 to 3 minutes of trying to figure out if your house is on fire or not, or what in the world is going on.
It seemed like every time Stephanie fries something, I have to stand over there with a towel, waving the towel over it, by the smoke detector, just to keep it from going off.
Yes, and ours will. And again, I thought that Aaron had maybe cooked egg. You know what I mean? Like he might have had something going.
And a lot of times it don't even have to be smoky. You're just cooking something and the thing goes off. They're so annoying.
We do always turn our vent on just for that reason, so that you're not, because like you said, then you have to start getting the towel out and you're just praying, like you have no idea when is it going to go off. But that was how my morning started. It was crazy.
Kevin Davenport says that a hammer works for him.
I am very glad though that I wasn't asleep and that happened. Like I couldn't even imagine what that would have been like if I would have been still asleep and then all that stuff going off, and Aaron and the dog, and it's, I mean, like I said, but that was a wild morning, but we made it. And so the house did not catch on fire, and Sean changed the batteries, and I think we're going to be okay.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear it.
That's as wild as my stories get, I guess. I know you got to, what's going on with you?
Well, I got, well, yesterday I've been in my current position for a little over 6 years, and I've never one time, even on the worst of days, ever missed what I've did prior until yesterday.
Really?
Oh yeah. They've got us a new order system. It's horrible. It's ridiculous. It's insulting. I was pissed. I was ready to quit yesterday. I had to calm down. I mean, it's bad. And then I got home from work, and I want to preface this story that we've kind of got a history with FedEx in this area. Like, it didn't matter what you put in the instructions. They were going to deliver to the front door. We didn't want it to go into the front door. We used the back door. It's easier to deliver to the back door. You can turn your truck around back there. But for some reason, they insisted on the front door. And this kept going on. And we finally got to the point where we're thinking it was just like they were going to do it out of spite.
Mm-hmm.
And they backed their truck up to the steps of the front door, across the front yard.
Oh.
Yeah, like they drove in my yard. And it was muddy, and they sunk the truck down to the axles. So we kind of had them by the nuts there, and it got better after that. They started going around to the back like they were supposed to.
Right.
But occasionally FedEx will FedEx, and I'd like to show you in this clip the first encounter that we had a problem with them. I don't know if y'all saw that. I'm going to back it up just a hair again. And they yeeted.
You're kidding me.
They yeeted that package to the porch. The funny part about that is it was a small box from an optometrist on the label, and the word's fragile on all sides of the box. And it was contact lenses, and they didn't get broke. And I posted it on social media because I was going to pull FedEx's pants down and spank them in public. They reached out to, want more information. It's cool because I'd rather get all this social media mileage out of
What else did they want to know? Like, can they
They wanted
not
tracking
see?
numbers. Oh, they wanted all the tracking numbers and everything. So
They
could
want to know
pinpoint.
where. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, they were going to.
Okay.
Like they said they were going to do something about it. I didn't even care on that one because I'm like, I'm tired of fighting with FedEx. I'm going to get all this mileage out of social media with my TikTok. This is a funny video. I mean, people get pissed because it triggers their bad FedEx stories, but
That was terrible.
But I always tag them in it just to publicly humiliate them. So I tell you all that to tell you, I got home from work yesterday, and they pull up. Now, I mentioned that I had an incredibly bad day yesterday. So one more time for context, they pull. Oh, wait a minute. He reaches over, gets the box, and just throws it out.
There is no reason to do that.
Well,
except for being an asshole and being lazy.
Because you couldn't open the car door and get out and walk it up. I thought they'd take a picture. But that particular item, I'll show you. I got from Ringside Collectibles.
Mm-hmm.
Ringside Collectibles is not at all at fault on this. Buy your stuff from Ringside Collectibles. They're a top-notch company. It was well packaged. And I bought a Great Muta Ultimate, and I had it shipped in a Defender. I paid extra $5.99 to get a Defender because I didn't want to mess. That's this plastic case around it.
Plastic case. Mm-hmm.
It fits perfectly to the Ultimates, and that way I can go and get it. I can get it signed by the Great Muta, put it back in the Defender, hang it on the wall. Anyway, that's what my thinking was about getting this Great Muta action figure. So when they threw it out, and you're not going to be able to see it on the video, but it damaged the Defender and damaged the box on the corner.
That is so crappy.
Now, the funny part is that I also have a Jay Lethal Black Machismo action figure, and I didn't get it in a Defender because I'm going to open it, and it wasn't harmed, but I just went to that trouble, and I put it in the group chat, and Jay-Z laughed, which it was fine. And I told him, I said, yeah, but I don't think it's funny. And they picked the wrong day to screw with me. And when they reached out, after I tagged them in it, they reached out and I provided the tracking and everything because that sumbitch ain't welcome back here.
That's right.
Because if I have to use FedEx to have something shipped, if I have to have FedEx, I just won't get it. If there's not another option, if you're selling something that's 100% FedEx, they're not coming to my house. That sumbitch ain't welcome back here. That's
just terrible. Like, that's someone who does not need to be working for FedEx.
Yeah.
That is, I don't like stuff like that.
It made me mad, and FedEx has got it. They're supposed to let me know because I'm not letting it go. They're gonna get me another one.
Well, you shouldn't. Just threw it right out the window.
And Ringside Collectibles has promo codes. And by buying that and the Jay Lethal one, it got it to $60.
Right.
And you can use free ship 60 and get free ship, which shipping is more than normally the 10% that you can use to get off.
Right. Right.
Get 10% off. So it's a better deal to get free shipping than 10% off. And that's probably true with anybody that you buy anything online that charges for shipping. So if anytime you get free shipping, it's normally the better value. But their free shipping is FedEx. And they do offer other, United States Postal Service, UPS, which is fine. But so I won't be using the free ship code anymore when I buy stuff from Ringside Collectibles. And I don't buy that many action figures anymore. I like to try to find them out in the wild. But I haven't been able to find Muta anywhere.
That's horrible, though. I
But
like I said, I'm glad you tagged them and just keep showing that. That's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I'm because anytime somebody says something, I've always got that one ready loaded to put on there. But I love the one where they just, I mean, put the arm into it and sent the contact lenses as close to the door as they possibly could.
Exactly. I mean, just that's no, not very happy with them at all.
No. And let's talk about Sabu. Unfortunately, Sabu passed away yesterday, at the age of 60. Sabu was an innovator, homicidal, genocidal, suicidal. He did some crazy spots before crazy spots were being done. And this was in 2005 in Tampa, Florida.
Okay, so that's what the 05 is. That's what they just.
Yeah.
It says Bill Alfonso 05.
Bill
Okay.
Alfonso and Sabu even signed at 05.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he was very nice man to meet. When I met him, I was sharing a room. I went down there and met up with a lot of my belt friends.
Mm-hmm.
And a friend of mine named Dwayne was there. And Dwayne's the Sheldon Cooper of belt collecting.
Uh-huh.
I'm not talking shit about Dwayne. Like I said, I shared a room with him. So I could see all of his belts. And I mean, like, if a belt had 4 versions, he had all 4 versions.
Uh-huh.
Dwayne was way ahead of his time ordering belts. I mean, and they was getting them from Reggie and getting them from Dave. And
is he
had
no longer with us?
incredible belt collection.
Dwayne, has he passed?
No.
Oh, okay.
The
way you said that, I thought.
No. I mean, he was back in the day belt collector in the early 2000s. I mean, so when we were still on, I mean, from the Yahoo groups to the bulletin boards before it got to where it is now with the Facebook groups. I mean,
I got you.
We were back in 25 years ago, we were a tight knit community. There wasn't a lot of us.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, I tell you all that to tell you that him being the Sheldon Cooper of belt collecting is important to this story, because I had gone, a belt deal was going south, and it was in my area, and I was called to go, hey, this guy's got some belts. Can you take $600 and go pick these belts up from him? We're kind of, and I mean, I knew I was going to get my money, and it was, I'm not going to mention the particulars of who was involved in the deal, but anyway, so I went, and I swear the guy's a crackhead, but I got these, some GWF belts, and they were really nice. And honestly, they didn't know me, but I was just an avatar on the internet.
Right.
And I could have kept them. I paid for them. Just because you're going to give me that money don't mean I'm the one that gave the guy the money for them. So
right.
But I mean, I would have done that. And they gave me I don't know if I meant to grab it off the shelf to show you. It's the Mid-Atlantic version of the United States Championship. The one that you saw Blackjack Mulligan with, the one you saw Ric Flair with, the one that looks like croc leather, and got the nugget looking US with some weird looking birds. I mean, it's an ugly ass belt, but you know which one. And the Sheik had a version of it in Detroit.
Okay.
Gino Hernandez actually was the US champion in Detroit
early
in his career for the Sheik. So I tell you all that to tell you, they gave me what can only be described as a shitty copy of this belt. It was, but it was the thought that counted, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
It was like, it wasn't leather. It was like vinyl, and I mean, it was soft, but I mean, nobody was making those at the time. It was but it was it was the thought that counted as this gift. I'm not crapping on the gift. I'm just telling you that this was not a quality belt.
Sure. Okay.
But I'm walking down the hall, and me and Dwayne are heading back to our room, and Sabu's coming up, and he's with somebody, not Fonzie, but he's with somebody, and he sees the belt, and he kind of marks out for it. And he comes over, and he wants to see it, and he's looking at it, and he starts telling me about his uncle, the Sheik.
Uh-huh.
And he's trying to tell me about it, and he's not getting the facts. I mean, I don't mind caring because I'm hearing Sabu having a moment with me, sharing a story about his uncle.
Mm-hmm.
And Dwayne's wanting to be
Oh.
particular about, like, he's schooling Sabu about the belt. And it pissed Sabu off, and that moment was over.
Oh.
But fast forward to going to NWA Legends.
Uh-huh.
And we're at a table. The bar was under renovations that year. So everybody was kind of hanging out in the cafeteria. And we're at a table. It's me and Conrad and Dan and Jay-Z and Jeff Jewett and Mark Nilsson. And we all had our big golds with us.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And they're on the table. Well, Conrad's with us, and he's got his big gold. And for those of you that may not know who Conrad Thompson is, he's the owner of the big gold, like the one that Ric Flair had with his name on it, and that the big gold belt that made it all the way to the end of WCW. Conrad owns that. He owns the big gold.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on the table with all these replicas, which Conrad calls them cute little tribute belts. But what I'm saying is that you got a pile of big golds on the table with the big gold, the real deal.
Right.
And Sabu comes walking by the table, and he looks and he goes, "Fake shit," and just keeps walking. Because Sabu could be surly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just I'm not disparaging Sabu. That's just how he was.
Mm-hmm.
But for him to walk by the table and just say fake shit with probably the holy grail of any wrestling collectible.
Right.
I mean, it don't get much bigger than the big gold belt. Because anybody and everybody that's ever been anybody in wrestling held that belt.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
100%.
So that's just, those are a couple of my funny memories of being around Sabu. And maybe he's at peace now. I don't he lost cheerleader Melissa was either his wife or his girlfriend, long time. That was his person. And she lost her leg and she passed away. And anyway, I just wanted to take a minute to remember Sabu. Do you have any Sabu memories, Amy?
No, not really. Not like yours anyway. I've never met him.
Did you enjoy? Were you into what he was doing on ECW, or was it just because that wasn't my thing, but it was crazy to see.
Crazy to see, yes. Okay. It was crazy to see. Again, it was very innovative at the time,
It still had shock value when he was doing it.
Yes. I'm not really hugely into like blood, like I know that it has its place. I do understand that. But, I'm not barbed wire. Like I don't want to, some of that was just a little more than I was comfortable with, I guess. But I did enjoy. I will say this: I learned some things about Sabu from Brian Solomon's book about the Sheik, and I thought that was really. He is a legit nephew of the Sheik. You know how sometimes it's nephew or cousins or whatever. It gets kind of kayfabed, I guess. But he was a legit nephew. And he very much took a lot that the Sheik was doing and brought it kind of a little bit more mainstream as much as ECW was. So I thought that was really, I've really enjoyed that history part of it.
You hear me trash wrestlers today that rely so much on the hardcore because
Yeah.
I'll say it's easier to use props than to work.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't Sabu. Sabu knew how to work, and the props and all that were part of it.
Right. He
But
was
I
a
never,
mat wrestler. The Sheik trained him as a mat
yeah, I
wrestler,
mean,
you know?
it was a different presentation. It wasn't just this Sabu going out there and giving you
Right.
nothing but prop spots.
Right. No, I know exactly
The
what you're
violence
saying.
made sense,
Yes.
and the violence was believable.
Yes. Yes, definitely.
So
I do hope he rests in peace. 60 is not old, you
no,
know,
it's
and
not.
so that is
Yeah,
that
he's a year older than me.
yeah, that's one of those things that just, you know, and who knows, you know, I don't think they're really saying cause of death, are they? Are they just saying he passed away?
Yeah, it hadn't
Because
been.
so I mean, it could have been a heart attack. I mean, there's no telling. I'm not
There's some
saying I have no
stuff.
idea.
There's some stuff that I don't want to shine any lights on until it's facts.
Sure.
And then we'll comment on that when it's necessary. Right now, it's just tragedy that a 60-year-old man's gone.
100%. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm looking, speaking of, I'm still looking for trivia, in my notes, whatever. 60 years old. That's just really, I don't know how old I thought he was. I probably would have said in his 70s, honestly, just because you feel like he's been doing, he's been doing this for so long, I guess, and I think about if, I
I
don't
knew he
know.
was older than me, but I didn't know that we were that. But I didn't know that we were that close.
Yeah. Yeah, I know y'all are, I mean, so like you said, rest in peace.
Well, before we move on, and we get into trivia,
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about Big Time Belts. Big
Yeah.
Time Belts, Facebook.com. Join the group. Make your belt dreams come true. Jay San, the undisputed pizza champion. Look at him, all happy with his belt. And the YouTube side plates tell me that he's doing something as the pizza champion. We ought to go looking for him.
Exactly. I want some pizza.
The Ohio wrestling champion. This is a cool concept belt.
Mm-hmm.
This is a cool concept belt. That font is unique. Very, very
Definitely.
unique. Next.
Hmm.
I'm not even
Mm-hmm.
playoffs. I'm not even.
Oh.
My good friend Chuck got a replica of the BIW Southern Champion.
Mm-hmm.
Darren Staley wants to know if they use real hatchets.
Oh, I don't know. The Ohio Hatchet Championship? Possibly. I mean, possibly.
They did say hatchet. It could have been their women's title, and it could have said ratchet. Let's go look.
Ratchet.
No, it's wrestling. Hatchet. Okay. All right, let's talk about the craftsmanship on this Las Vegas Golden Knights belt. This is the second version. This is the second version. The guy did a tribute to the shooting victims in Vegas.
Yes.
Then
I like the gold on gold. I like
Yeah.
that. That looks nice.
Hey, I'm telling you, Zubair does a great job with the color leather. And this his thicker plate, he used thicker plates. Bells and belts. They got several versions of this belt from Big Time Belts. And we want to thank him for sponsoring our show. I have an order in with him now.
Oh, Oh, you do?
I've got one in progress, and I'm looking forward to getting it and showing it to you. And at the end of the month, I'll be able to show you the Battle Zone Championship that I'm dying to show y'all.
Oh,
Like, I
good.
mean, you know how we always gushed over the PCW belt?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
we got
yes.
this is special.
Ooh, I
Like,
cannot wait.
they've
to
raised
see
the bar
that.
on independent wrestling belts. I mean, they've raised the bar on wrestling belts.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait.
I
Hey,
mean,
before we do trivia, did you watch Backlash?
I did not.
Okay.
The only thing I saw Randy Orton, RKO, and everybody, all the WWE officials, and I saw
Mhm.
John Cena put R-Truth through a table in the press conference.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It was fine. It was a fine pay-per-view.
I was working. I was refereeing Saturday night.
Right. But I thought you were going to watch it Sunday. I know that's Mother's Day, but
Yeah, I didn't get to.
okay. Well, never mind. We can talk about it next week.
Well,
If you watch it, if you want to.
I
If
probably
you don't.
won't.
It was good. The only thing that I have concerns with, I guess, is the Mysterio. Dominic's match was like it was at WrestleMania, I guess. Like all these people were getting it, or not WrestleMania, maybe it was Raw, SmackDown. They all got involved.
Thank you,
know
Kevin. See you Saturday.
Bye, Kevin. Finn was involved. Everybody from Judgment Day, El Americano dude came out. Phoenix was out. Like it was just a big free for all in his match. And it kind of was the same thing between John Cena and Randy Orton. Two ref bumps, all those people get knocked out. R-Truth came out. So I kind of didn't like that they kind of had. There was only 5 matches. So I mean, 2 of them you had all this craziness going on in the match, if that makes any sense. I was kind of like, I didn't think that Randy Orton, like I got him, who was it? Jamie Noble and the guy right before him. Like I could see Randy Orton RKO and like 2 or 3 of the people, but then they're just standing there waiting for it. I was like, okay, that's kind of, that was enough. I don't know.
They've turned the RKO into a super kick party.
Yes, like they could have just done like 2 or 3. They could have done Nick Aldis. They could have done, Hurricane and whoever that other little boy was. Like that was fine because they kind of looked like they just kind of turned around, walked into it. But then Jamie Noble was standing there waiting his turn to get it. I was just kind of like,
yeah.
Wasn't sure about that. It was fine. It was I enjoyed it. I mean, I watched it. The first match, it was Fatu. Jeff Cobb was out there. You know what I'm saying? The first match.
That's intriguing. I did see some stuff about
that.
Jeff Cobb's going to be in the bloodline.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to kind of see. And yes, I'm interested to see.
I think the world
goes.
of Jeff Cobb.
Oh yeah, I'm ready to see him get
I worked with Jeff Cobb at Pro Wrestling Ego.
Awesome. So we shall see how that goes.
Okay.
I watched Raw last night, but I don't remember. There was nothing memorable. I don't mean it bad, but I don't remember anything.
I had it on.
Do you remember anything like necessarily memorable?
Not even one thing.
I don't either. I mean, I just didn't. Okay, no, I did not stay up. I don't think. I know.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't watch any of it. I was on the Brilliant One show last night.
Oh.
I saw some of it on my way to bed, and nothing stood out.
It was Julia and Roxanne. I did end up watching the last match. It was Rhea and Io. I mean, we keep getting We keep getting Rhea staring at the belt that Io holds up. So I mean, I'm sure that's coming down the.
Darren Staley says that Jeff Cobb's brother, Corn of the Cobb, is also great.
Say that to his face, Darren.
And Brandon Perkins says, Dave, how about them damn Stars? Go Stars, baby!
I take it they won or no?
Well, they're in the second round of the playoffs. They're up 2-1 on the Winnipeg Jets.
Oh, hey, speaking of sports, because I don't ever bring up sports because I don't really know anything about sports. Did you see where shoeless Joe Jackson and Pete Rose are now eligible for the Hall of Fame? Did I not read it right? You're not acting like I thought you would.
Well, shoeless Joe Jackson.
Is that not his name?
No. You're fine.
Okay.
I'm looking.
I know he's the one, and 17 others. I don't. They didn't name them. They just.
What happened? And we're back.
That was the team. It was all pretty much gambling, right? I mean,
yeah,
that's what happened with that team, right?
All right.
Who were they? The White Sox?
Yeah, shoeless Joe Jackson was the they call him the Black Sox.
Black Sox. That's right.
Okay, here's where I'm at on Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
I'm trying to decide if I'm going to use an F-bomb or not.
No, don't use an F-bomb. Find another word.
Screw you, Commissioner of Baseball. Screw you, Major League Baseball.
Oh, because
he's dead. You should have did it before he died. Now you're trying to get yourself over on Pete Rose because now he's dead and you want to try to make yourself look like a good guy.
Oh.
But screw you to tears, down to your knees. Don't do it now. You should have done it when he was alive. Pete don't want to be in your bogus ass Hall of Fame. He was there for you. He was there for you. He was there for you. And y'all let him die without putting him in. Every time y'all needed him, it was all right to bring him back. The all-millennium team, they trotted him right out on the field. Every time they needed Pete Rose, Pete was there. Pete showed up, even though he was banished. Anytime you needed him, you brought him in. So, no, Pete Rose does not need to go in the Hall of Fame because Pete Rose is above your Hall of Fame. Your bogus-ass bullshit Hall of Fame. So screw Major League Baseball. Screw the Commissioner of Baseball. You nutless bastards, you better not put him in the Hall of Fame. You better not. Because all you're trying to do is make yourself look good at a dead man's expense. And on your best day, you're not even the quality of person. I mean, he wipes stuff off his butt with more integrity than you. And I mean that.
I 100% can tell you mean
about that.
Yes. And you know what? It's a very good point. I completely understand what you're saying. That's a very good point.
They're trying to get over now no.
Does he have children?
At least look at the NFL. Look at the NFL. At least the NFL got Mongo in there before he died.
True.
I mean, and I'm not comparing Mongo. Mongo did nothing to be banned or anything. Mongo
I know what you're saying.
But what I'm saying is they hey, let's get Mongo in there so we're not talking about this after he's gone.
Right. He can enjoy that moment.
Y'all didn't do that for Pete. Y'all used him, and y'all used him, and y'all used him. And there's people that did more egregious things that are in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
Amy, you ever bet on anything, Amy? You ever made a bet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we're not, gambling. You can't. There's no forgiveness for gamblers.
Right.
So, yeah, Pete Rose in the WWE Hall of Fame. That's where he needs. We're good. We're good. Y'all leave Pete alone. No Pete Rose rub for you.
I did not realize that thought, but I totally get what you're saying. Does he have family? Do you think they would block any kind of Hall of Fame induction for that reason? I don't know. I'm just curious.
Pete loved baseball.
Yes.
Pete loved baseball, so they probably would think it. I don't know. If it's important to them, then by all means accept it. But
right. No, you're right. That is kind of with the way you framed it.
But they ought to tell them to go F theirself.
It's like
It's a little late now.
It's like the FedEx person, like that's pretty crappy. I feel like. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad I brought that up. I had no idea.
I'm glad you did
Sorry.
too. I knew I knew it had been kicked around.
Yeah, it came out today, I guess. I just happened to
I
see
mean,
that.
You shook me with it because
I shook
you shook me with it. I love Pete Rose, man. I got a Pete Rose autographed baseball.
Awesome.
And the commissioner's stamp on my baseball is A. Bartlett Giamatti.
Really?
Yeah. The man that the man that banned him from baseball.
Really?
Yeah. I hope he gets a pineapple every day.
You know what? That is interesting to think about. Why did they choose now, and what brought all this on? I don't know who the other 17 others are. I'm sure Joe Jackson's family probably. I don't want, it's an interesting to bring here. I guess
I couldn't tell you if he was a good enough player to be in the Hall of Fame before they did what they did.
I think what they did they just take anybody? I think it was anybody who had been declared ineligible.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
I'm not a baseball historian enough to know. I think they all got together and they threw the World Series, or they threw. I don't know.
Isn't that what Field of Dreams is about? That's the team, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Pete Rose bet on his team to win.
Right. I just mean ineligible. I think.
But he owned he finally owned what he did.
Right.
I don't know. It's just if his family wants him in the Hall of Fame, then God bless him. Put him in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
But I ain't gonna be happy about it.
I understand.
Because it's just a publicity stunt. Baseball's trying to get the rub.
And maybe it could be financially stability for his family. I don't know if they.
I don't know if
money.
you get paid for it.
I don't either.
I don't think Pete made a lot of money to sign his name.
Yeah, well, but
Pete was signed with Fetterman, so he was getting top dollar for his autographs.
I gotcha.
All right, let's do this.
It's time for Amos Trivia. Can you hang? How big's your brain? It's time to play.
All right, so we know that Sabu is the nephew of Ed the Sheik Farhat, and under his tutelage began a career in wrestling. What year did Sabu make his wrestling debut? Was it 82, 83, 84, or 85? What you be thinking?
I don't know a lot about Sabu, but I'm gonna say I'm gonna say C 1984 because I want to say I heard that he debuted the year that I graduated high school. For some reason, 84 sticks with me with Sabu.
Brandon Perkins is going with you.
And Darren saying B.
Went a different way.
We're going to give them a second to answer. I'm going to give them that countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Oh,
95.
We're all wrong.
It makes me nervous that Willie put 84, but it's 85. I double check.
Yeah, Willie normally is spot on.
Exactly. I know. That's the reason why I was like, oh.
For some reason, I thought I'd heard a fact about that and related it to the year I graduated.
I don't know.
Okay, but it is.
Maybe you were super smart and you're supposed to graduate in 85? No. I graduated a year early?
No. I graduated right on time with as little effort as possible.
Who did Sabu defeat to win the NWA NCW Heavyweight Championship title on October 2nd, 1993 at the NWA Bloodfest in Philadelphia, PA? Now, this is Eastern Championship Wrestling. This is not ECW.
Right.
So, NWA ECW Heavyweight Championship title on October 2nd, 1993. Who did he win? Who did he defeat to win that title? Was it Shane Douglas, Terry Funk, the Sandman, or Jimmy Snuka?
Darian Staley and Brandon Perkins are both saying Terry Funk.
Mm-hmm.
The NWA ECW would have been before Shane Douglas because it quit being the NWA when Shane Douglas won it. So Willie's saying it was Jimmy Snuka. Willie Buck saying Terry Funk. Terry Weaver saying Terry Funk. So let's look in and see that it was Shane Douglas. Oh, wow. We're all wrong. All of us are wrong.
Da, 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 da. Shane
Wow.
Douglas.
Maybe he was that champion before, and then he got the title shot and won the world title and threw it down.
Let me make sure of something.
Yeah, I'm guessing too. That wasn't my jam back in the day.
Yeah, it was not. Let me double check that. I know that's true, but I want to make sure because now I'm feeling like you said, ECW. This was not my jam either. I want to make sure. I know
All
it's
right.
true, but I'm also nervous because, like I said, Willie Thornburn is like, no. Let me find out.
I think that your next question is probably everybody's going to go with B again.
Oh, who did Sabu defeat to win the ECW heavyweight title on August 9th, 1997?
Oh, no, I know who that was. That was D.
At Born to be Wired.
That
in
was
Philadelphia.
That was Taz. That was Taz.
Why do you think that?
Because Taz was fixing to go to when Taz fixing to go to WWE.
It was not Taz, I'll tell you that much.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know who it was, right? Because I can't tell.
It wasn't Terry Funk.
I did this a couple days ago.
I didn't think Shane Douglas was ECW champion in 97. I'm still going to go D Taz. You said it wasn't Taz?
It's not Taz.
Oh. That's something that I was going to double down on it after you told me it was not. It was Terry Funk.
It was Terry Funk.
Darian Staley got that one right. And Brandon points out Taz went in 99. Okay.
Very good, guys. Yes, y'all help us. Help me. Sorry. Oh, Sabu is considered the second to achieve the ECW Triple Crown, consisting of these ECW World Championships. It was the heavyweight, the World Television, and the World Tag Team. Okay? Sabu is the second to achieve the Triple Crown. Who is the first?
I'm going to say Shane Douglas.
Was it Rob Van Dam? Was it Mikey Whipwreck? Or was it Shane Douglas?
I'm going Shane Douglas because I don't think Taz was TV champion. And Rob Van Dam, I don't know if Rob Van Dam ever got the world title when it was actually true ECW. He got it in WWE, but
right.
I'm saying Shane Douglas was first.
Anybody else want to take a guess?
Willie's going with me on that. And Rob Van Dam never won the original, so he wouldn't have been the first.
Right.
Because he was the forever TV champ.
Mm-hmm.
And the tag team champion was Sabu.
So what's your answer?
D, Shane Douglas.
That is incorrect. It's Mikey Whipwreck. Believe it or not.
I didn't know Mikey Whipwreck was the ECW champion.
Yes, he was. There's only 3 Triple Crowns winners. It's Mikey Whipwreck, Sabu, and Taz. And I can look and see. I don't know when he was that champion. Let me look.
Well,
A lot.
there's 4. If you're going to count the ECW, WWE ECW version, then it would be 4 because Rob Van Dam did hold that belt.
Oh, well, no, this is from.
But if you're talking about from the original ECW.
Yes, the original.
But I would have never guessed because I didn't know Mikey Whipwreck ever held their championship.
Yes, he did.
I didn't have a lot of exposure to ECW.
He was the world heavyweight championship, Mikey Whipwreck, October 28th, 1995. Very early. Like I said, he was the world television, May 13th, 1994. He was the tag, August 27th, 1994, with Cactus Jack. And then he was the world heavyweight champion, October 28th, 1995. Sabu only held the title for like 8 days. So, I mean, I don't really know how long. I don't know how long he held that title. But yeah, Mikey Whipwreck. Do I have one more question? Or is that it?
Yep.
Haha. Last month, Sabu wrestled a no-rope barbed wire retirement match at the GCW's Joey Janela Spring Break 9 event. Who was his opponent? Mance Warner, Joey Janela, Matt Tremont, or Minoru Suzuki? And you probably already know this because you kind of alluded to it a little bit earlier. Do you know who his opponent was?
Yeah, that was Joey Janela.
That is correct. It was Joey Janela. Like I said, you kind of alluded a little bit, but
Yeah.
I wrote this question before there was any talk about the retirement match and stuff. So,
All right.
but that's kind of crazy. Like that was literally like 3 weeks ago they wrestled that.
Yeah, I know.
So,
All right. Good stuff, Amy. Thank you.
yes, thank you. And like you said, that was not really my wheelhouse either. So it was interesting to learn, like I said, some things about Sabu and a little bit about ECW while I was at it.
If you want to learn, if we just had Mother's Day. Did you have a nice Mother's Day, Amy?
I had a wonderful Mother's Day. My daughter came into town. She lives in Nashville. We hung out. My husband grilled. It was a very beautiful weather day. It was very, very nice. I got some gift cards to get whatever I want, which I love to be able to do that. And yeah, I had gone out to eat with my sisters on Friday. So we kind of celebrated a little bit and we got my mom a gift. Her and my dad went out of town. So we didn't really get to see her on Mother's Day, but we had seen her the other day. So yeah, it was wonderful. Very nice. Very nice.
Well,
how about Stephanie? Did she have a good one?
I think she did.
Good. And she's got a birthday.
She got to see all of her kids on Friday.
Awesome.
Because Patrick graduated from 6th grade, and they were there, and it was, and then the kids came by on Sunday and saw her for a little bit, and we had a good visit.
So
thank you, Samuel. I enjoyed hanging out. I really enjoyed. We were all over the place last night.
Yes, y'all were.
Brandon's killing it over there. On the Brilliant one, he's doing a great job, and we do this once a week. He's doing it several nights a week. So
I'm telling you, I know. Like every time I turn around, he's got a new guest. It's cool. I love it. He's got a good.
We talked football. Dave and the QC popped in, and we talked about college football and NIL, and
awesome.
We were all over the place last night.
See, that's fun though, to just talk about whatever, because you just never know who's listening and, picks up on a little tidbit or two. Stephanie has a birthday coming up. You got big plans for her, I hope? Yes.
Of course I do.
You better come up with something.
Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be in McGee, Mississippi for a softball tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Every year when I get when BIW will send me their schedule and I can tell them which shows I get. Right. One year I took a booking on her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't say anything at the time, but just let me know after the fact. Took one on my birthday. Yeah. So every year, whatever he's got in May, I pass on it. Which this week they're going to be in Fountain Hill.
Mm-hmm.
I passed on it. I'm not going to be there.
Right.
We're going to the softball tournament.
Awesome.
And then me and you are going to be a guest on the Double Drop Kick podcast Saturday night on her birthday weekend. It didn't hit me because when we were scheduling with Kevin about being a guest, because this is the first time me and you get to be a guest on somebody else's show.
I know.
We're gonna have
That's
a
gonna
good
be
time.
really fun.
Double Drop Kick
know.
on Facebook Saturday night. Y'all check us out.
Definitely.
I'm
Make sure
excited
we've
that we're
been
doing
posting
this.
it.
But
Me too.
but I was trying to schedule it amongst our, like, I had a wrestling show on the 10th, and I was thinking about the softball tournament in Hattiesburg.
Right.
So we got the softball tournament, but I got internet in my truck. I'm not concerned that if I'm late getting back,
Right.
that I can do the podcast from my truck with good internet.
Yes. That's got to be better, though. I mean, like, we'll be on just for, a little bit. That's better than like a whole show dedicated, You need to do something nice for her.
I will.
You better.
All right. But I brought up Mother's Day to tell you that our friends over at TNA Top 10 did the Top 10 Television Mothers.
Yes.
And I strongly suggest you checking it out. And y'all need to really start trying to help them out when you see them post their polls and vote on these things. Because somehow or another, Aunt Viv came in the top 10 as a TV mom. I don't get it.
Carol Brady was in there. That's not that she's not a TV mom, but man, that's a.
And y'all screw with Andrew about Carlisle.
I love that. I was like, please, somebody tell him.
Oh, I texted him. It popped me for some reason. It got all over me because I'm like,
Carlisle.
Because I mean, just the fact that Aunt Viv was in the top 10.
She was a mother-like figure.
Yeah.
And she was mother to the other three. Aunt Viv was the mother to Carlton and the two girls. I can't remember their names.
And I want to touch on something real quick because we got to go.
Okay.
We've rebranded the YouTube channel. We've gotten away from the 2 shows, 1 cup because it was a funny play on words, but we kind of know it. And we decided that Markout Moments is a much better title because Drunken Pop does pop culture. We do wrestling. You can mark out for music. You can mark out for sports. You can mark out for movies. You mark out for wrestling. Markout Moments is a great description of all the great content that we're doing over there. Go pwdpod.com to take you to our YouTube channel if you're not already there. Subscribe. 2 shows, 1cup.com will still get you there. And by next week, markoutmoments.net will get you there as well. So keep supporting what we're doing over there. We're having a great time pouring content into the YouTube channel. And we were begging to get to 500 subscribers not too long ago, and now we're knocking on 2,300. Mm-hmm. So it took us 2.5 years to get to 1,000. It's taken us 2.5 weeks to get another 1,300. Join us next week, as we're going to bring on Lizzie Flanagan, the author of I Am Your Champion: The Life and Death of Wrestler Gino Hernandez. This book is in pre-order, so we're excited to have Lizzie on to talk about all things Gino Hernandez.
I wonder if she can sign it for us because I pre-ordered a book. I wonder if she would sign.
We'll ask her next week while she's here. And she also likes Bob Backlund, so this is going to be a fun conversation. I don't know that we're going to do anything but talk to Lizzie next week because I think we may be talking wrestling for 2 straight hours.
Yeah, I totally agree. I've got lots of questions already.
All right. But I want to thank everybody for joining us. All of everybody in the chat. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Thanking our guest RJW.
Yes.
Thanking our guest RJW. Guy. Man, we had such a great time with that guy. Yes. I can't wait to see him and Gio both down in Florence on the 30th, and we'll definitely get them back in here because I think we left a lot on the table with him. That hour went by quick.
Yes, it did.
All right,
it did.
Hopefully y'all catch us Saturday night. For Amy Vaughn, I'm Palm Water Dave. Good night, everybody.